Silva's last win in 2012 have tried. They've stopped at 13, 14, 15. Why are you different? Why are you going to get to 17 and go beyond to 20, as you say?
Hello, everyone. 17, it's not going to be enough. I will be sure nobody going to break my record. It's going to be 20 minimum. That's why I will still fighting, still beat all records.
And Ian says his goal in there on Saturday is to frustrate you and irritate you with his style. How are you preparing for that? And as you say, you feel you're going to have to chase him and run after him. How do you find the balance there?
Ian is a good fighter, but he don't have something special. I beat many strikers, and that's it. He just next opponent. That's it. He don't have something special to defend my wrestling.
And Ian, I know you call it, irritating and frustrating. Islam has called it running away and point fighting and things like that. Do you feel with a champion like him, for what he's done, you're going to have to go in there and take this belt with force on Saturday?
Saturday night, that belt's got around my waist, and every single one of you is going to change. It's going to be, let's go, Gary Chance. I love you too. Master manipulation. That's what it's called. Movement at the highest level. It's called master manipulation. I move, I choose shots, I force them where I want them to be, and then I take my time to choose the right shots. Islam's a phenomenal talent. He's a phenomenal athlete. Nobody gets to this level of respect where he's got this streak by luck. It's pure skill. I have nothing but respect for his skill set, everything he's done in this sport. And I'm proud, and I'm proud that I get to compete against him to prove that I'm the champion. That's an honor, and I'm excited.
And I know you said after the first face-off, you felt nervous energy from him. I know you've only been up here for a couple of minutes, but what do you feel from Islam Makhachev here today?
As I said, I think it was more the fact that he didn't want to be there. He's done this too many times as the champion. He doesn't care about those things. And I made it very clear to you. The one that matters is tomorrow night when we face off at ceremonials. That's the face-off where I see the energy. I know he's done this too many times. I know what he's like. He's an unbelievable fighter. He's ready for the moment, and I'm excited that he's ready.
He doesn't actually consider you Irish. He thinks you're more Brazilian. Do you see this fight as a continuation of the Dagestan-Irish rivalry?
Listen, if he wants to call me Brazilian, I'll carry that badge of honor, no problem. The Brazilians in this sport have some of the greatest resumes in this sport. The Brazilian UFC fans, they know this. We've got Damian Maia, Charles Oliveira, Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo, legends of the game. So if he considers me Brazilian, I'll take that with pride. But I'm born and bred in Dublin, Ireland. This fight, this is between me and him. This is two of the greatest fighters on the planet going face-to-face for the most important title in the world. It's that welterweight world title on the line. He's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. I'm the #1 contender. This is the biggest fight of the year, and I'm so ready for it.
He says that you have nothing special to show him on Saturday night. What do you think beating Islam would do in proving that you are a special fighter?
Beating him proves that I'm special. Everybody right here, everybody in this stadium, every single one of you fans, consider him to be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. You consider him to be the greatest martial artist walking the earth right now. When I beat him, you'll all shut your fucking mouth and you'll call me great.
Ian, clearly you're having fun with the crowd. Are you a little bit surprised? Why don't these people like you?
I couldn't give a fuck. I couldn't care less. My little boy's here laughing at me, smiling at me, making faces. I'm living the dream. Islam's here. I get to show up on Saturday night and fight for a world title. I dreamt of this dream when I was a 16-year-old kid. I dreamt of being a UFC fighter. I dreamt of having the ability to fight for a UFC world title. And this weekend, on August 15th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, all of my dreams come true, and nobody can take that away from me.
Are you a little bit surprised that the fans are so against Ian this Saturday?
No, I don't surprise. I know. No, nobody like Ian Garry. Myself also. He don't know, because people confuse which country represent, Brazil or Ireland. People don't know. People know who they have to support. Thank you for all your support, guys.
Islam, a lot of fans sometimes say that Ian is annoying. Do you find Ian Garry annoying?
That's a loaded question.
Sorry, yeah. Well,
What you're doing now is just trying to cause trouble. Don't do it.
I was trying
We're
to.
friends. I thought we were cool. Don't do it.
I was trying to get back and forth.
That's just putting words in his fucking mouth, and you know it.
True.
If he finds that, he can be honest and he can say that. But your job as a journalist is to be professional and stick to the fucking sport. This is the biggest fight of the year. I think there's more important things to talk about.
Question for Ian Garry. Question for Ian Machado Garry. Ian, Conor McGregor predicted that you would win by head kick knockout. What type of energy have you gotten from him the last 12 years?
Dude, that would be a phenomenal finish. I already know that this fight on Saturday night is going to be the toughest fight of my life. I have the toughest challenger of my career ahead of me, and I have nothing but respect. The job for me is get my hand raised. That's my job, by any means necessary. If I could finish him, that's a cherry on top.
A question for Islam Makhachev. You've beaten everybody at lightweight. You're stacking up your resume at welterweight. If you beat Ian Machado Garry, would that be the biggest win of your career?
No, it's not gonna be biggest. Biggest win in my career. It's the title fight. I take 2 titles, and now I'm gonna defend my welterweight title. And welterweight right now it's more competitive division, and I have more good opponents, and that's why I want to fight more years, because we have real contenders in this division.
Ian yesterday at Media Day said he wants to embody Rocky Balboa, some of the southpaw, the left hook. Is there a world where you embody Rocky and make this a striking war that you can win?
I don't know how it's gonna be, who is gonna be Rocky, but my plan to step to the cage from the first second, pressure him, take him down, broke him, and finish him there. I'm looking for the finish this fight.
Go ahead.
The question is for Ian Machado Garry. Ian, hello. So a lot of Russian fighters with a wrestling background didn't really wrestle this year. Movsar didn't wrestle against Murphy. Ankalaev didn't wrestle against Pereira last year. Hamzat Chimaev almost didn't wrestle against Sean. So what is the chance that Islam will not wrestle against you on Saturday night?
Islam's better than all of them. Islam's the greatest fighter on the planet right now. Islam is going to come in there. He's going to grab a hold of me at one point, and that's the moment the fight starts. I'm excited for that point to prove my talents, my skill sets, to be able to show everybody that I can stop the grappling and bring the fight where I need it on the feet.
Go ahead.
Question for Islam. Islam, after your last win in New York, Dana said after the press conference that everything Abdul Manap predicted with Habib and you pretty much came true. I just want to know, if he was here today, what would he think of how your career has progressed, and what would he think you need still to do to become the GOAT of the sport?
Let's talk about the GOAT, about the old numbers after my career, because
He'd be proud of him.
I'm still
Look at what he's done.
Still winning.
He'd be
My all opponents.
Sorry, champ. Can I
And it's just next target. We will make my job, and after that 20 win streak, let's see what Dana say also.
Can I answer that though? He'd be proud of him. Look at what he's done in the sport. He's carried the flag for his country.
Bro,
he's won
you
2
every
world
second
titles.
lose your fence.
It's
shut up.
impossible for any man not to be proud of what this man has done.
Please shut up.
He's the best fighter on the planet.
Islam Makhachev's grappling is simply another level. Robert Whittaker says Ian Garry's dangerous striking won't prevent takedowns or escape.
Ian's going to pose a lot of problems or obstacles, I should say, to Makachev. I think his range, his lightness on his feet, his accuracy with his strikes, his cardio and conditioning of work. Okay, his wrestling defense, his oblique kicks, his kicking game, his creativity, it's all going to lend itself to being annoying for Islam to overcome. Okay, to just walk him down and do what he wants. But I think Islam's striking defense and striking offense is good enough to control it on the feet, and then when he pushes into his takedown, which he has, Ian's been taken down open mat, like Rakhmonov twice.
Yeah.
When he does get him to the mat, I don't think he makes it out of there. I believe Makachev's grappling is a higher level than Ian's trained for.
Islam Makhachev's pressure is suffocating. Alexander Volkanovski, after 2 grueling encounters, believes Makachev's subtle positional adjustments gradually suffocate opponents, with one grappling exchange triggering a relentless chain of attack.
I just think, when it comes to the grappling, he's showed some decent defense, but again, I've experienced that the layered grappling and the positioning, the understanding of positions, that some people love their techniques. It's all the little battles that some people miss. And you're just, when it comes to your team and you guys use just the positions and then the mechanics, all these little battles, I just think that's just going to.
Ian Garry can disrupt Islam Makhachev in the clinch. Sterling suggests well-timed elbows or knees could break Makachev's rhythm, creating scrambles and separation through Garry's speed.
I always share these little tricks and stuff with guys when I'm teaching them. So if Garry could land some good damage in those positions, kind of deter Islam a little bit or make him a little bit more sloppy on his finishes, it could cause some chaotic scrambles where he could potentially get to a good position and maybe we see Islam on his back again, kind of like what happened with Volk. And when he was there with Volk, it did not look good.
Right.
And of course, it's round.
Islam Makhachev's likely path to victory is grinding pressure. Welch predicts a systematic approach, backing Ian Garry to the fence and forcing him to carry Makachev's weight, leading to a prolonged defensive siege.
I think Islam's going to be able to take him down. I think Islam's going to have a nice patient pressure. He's not going to rush the shot. And I feel like once he gets him on the wall, once he grabs a single leg or a high crotch, he's going to put him on his back, and it's going to be a long night for Ian Garry. But one thing we can hope, you never know how these training camps go. Every time someone steps in there, people expect to see these guys at like 100%. Oh, this is them at 100%. You just never know what injuries are going on, what kind of fight camps going on with these guys. Ian Garry, I'm giving him a 10% chance to win.
Islam Makhachev might face a stylistic puzzle. Robert Whittaker believes Ian Garry's movement, defensive grappling, and creative kicking could create significant problems, resisting Makachev's usual brute force solutions.
Oh, this is the question everybody's asking. Yeah. And everybody's got an opinion on it. I think Ian's going to pose a lot of problems or obstacles, I should say, to Makachev. I think his range, his lightness on his feet, his accuracy with his strikes, his cardio and conditioning of work. Okay, his wrestling defense, his oblique kicks, his kicking game, his creativity, it's all going to lend itself to being annoying for Islam to overcome. Okay, to just walk him down and do what he wants.
Cale Sonnen sees Ian Garry's media restrictions as vulnerability. He warns that if pre-fight pressure affects Garry, it will only intensify once the physical battle begins.
Ian Garry has been very clear to tell anybody willing to listen that he does not care about the things that he's forced to listen. Until now. Right? I mean, that was a little bit of a scratch in the armor to come out and lead with, "This bothers me. Don't ask me that."
Tom Aspinall predicts Islam Makhachev wins by decision. He cites Makachev's ability to control pace and position over 5 rounds, but acknowledges Ian Garry has a dangerous path to victory.
That he's got more chance of him controlling the fight than Ian landing something. That being said, I think it's completely possible that Ian can win. And I'm not 100% confident in my prediction either. But I can't think that anybody in the welterweight division is going to beat Islam at the moment.
Ian Garry needs range discipline. Aljamain Sterling warns retreating invites fatigue, giving Islam Makhachev takedown opportunities near the fence.
Ian win, he's going to have to point fight and sit on the outside and hope not to get tired going backwards the whole time.
Right.
And he got tired doing that against Carlos Prates. So this is a tough one for Garry. Can he get the upset? Of course, his fighting. We just saw this with Gaethje and Topuria. But I would say Islam has the one short.
Bilal believes Ian Garry's movement will fail. Islam Makhachev's pressure leads to a late submission.
But you also got to be ready for that change levels when that does happen. On the ground, it's going to be holding on. Getting your overhooks, don't try to get up, don't give up your back, because Islam's the best there. So being smart when it hits the ground, trying to get back up to your feet, and also paying attention to your gas tank, right? All that movement, knowing that's going to come to the 4th or 5th round, knowing that you don't have that one punch pop knockout power, I think you got to manage your gas tank. I think it will be a longer fight. I don't think it'll be an early finish. I think it'll probably go to the 4th, 5th round. And if Garry was getting away the first 3 rounds, I could see him getting finished in the 5th. Right? I could see a sub coming from Islam. I don't think he's going to be on the feet for long. I do think Islam will get a couple takedowns in here. So I'm going with Islam.
Hesitation against Islam Makhachev can be disastrous. Johnson warns that second-guessing Makachev makes his takedown threats unreadable. The mental pressure can leave Garry vulnerable to unseen attacks.
See, JDM's having a hard time getting across that void and trying to figure out like where Islam is going to do. Is he going to shoot? He's going southpaw to orthodox. And sometimes you're just better off just walking across the void and just seeing what he's going to do. Because right now, JDM is in reaction mode, right? So the one thing that JDM has to watch out for, he's got to watch out for his hands too. But he's better off just walking across the void, his hands up.
Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more UFC predictions and analysis. Who do you think wins? MMA Guru sees Ian Garry solving the Dagestani riddle. Escaping dangerous positions and creating unfamiliar striking angles could make Makachev's dominance disappear.
I don't think Ian Garry gets held down by Makachev. First of all, I don't think he gets submitted by Makachev in this fight. I could maybe see a world where it happens. I don't think Ian Machado Garry is 6'3". I think he's about 6'2", and Makachev's probably borderline 5'11". So I don't think the height difference is going to be too crazy. But he's got some reach to work with here on Makachev. And I think he's going to like cut Makachev open with a... I think it'll just be one of them fights where you're like, oh yeah, damn it just happened to Makachev.
Islam Makhachev credits his Dagestani upbringing for his modern MMA style. He explains it differs from traditional grappling, designed to work within the chaos of a real fight. Demetrious Johnson dissects Makachev's mat control. He manipulates center line and hip position before attacking the back.
Right there. Beautiful work from Islam Makhachev. All his weight is trying to be forced on his hands, right? So right now, this is really good from Islam Makhachev. Another person who does this very well is Hamzat Chimaev. He does this a lot. It's a very basic wrestling where you're trying to get all your opponent's weight on his hands. Right, and boom.
Tim Welch, Ian Garry's range and power can punish any lapse. One clean shot changes the fight's narrative and shocks markets.
Does he have a chance? Of course he has a chance. He's got a chance to crack Islam. Islam makes one mistake, and you get kicked in the head or you get cracked in the dome piece. And like I said, what's been happening lately? How many people on here said Justin Gaethje has no way to win? How many people on here said Sean Strickland has no way to win? Again, you show up on that night and make a mistake, Islam Makhachev could get taken out. I mean, it's a possibility. The possibility, in my opinion, I got about 90% chance that Islam's taking him down. If you go back and watch the Shavkat fight.
Intelligent footwork is vital for Garry. Tom Aspinall warns staying near the fence allows Islam Makhachev to dominate.
His preferred clinch range.
No, he's got to use his range, really. And when I say use his range, it doesn't just mean keep the strikes long. He has to be really aware of his awareness and his opponent's awareness in the octagon, which is, it's a really tough thing to do, especially against someone who walks forward a lot like Islam. I would like to see Ian Garry try and get him on the back foot a little bit, keep it long, use his kicks, use his length. When he does come, I think very important that he doesn't put his own back on the fence. He needs to circle off quick. But he is very quick. He's very like snake-like. He's like hard to get hold of and stuff. But again, we're talking about Islam Makhachev. He's getting a little bit old.
Islam Makhachev declares no fear of championship exhaustion. Fatigue and hardship won't deter him from fighting full throttle until the final horn.
Tired, you know. I was tired. It's very tough. You always like pressure me. We fight every second. We not stop. And I know, bro. After that, I know I'm gonna fight 25 minutes. What's happened doesn't matter. I'm tired. I'm like missed the hard punch or something's crazy happened, but I will fight all 5 rounds, you know.
Chuck Liddell says a decisive victory elevates Islam Makhachev's legacy. Ian Garry's youth and polish make this a valuable champion win.
#1 contender, young, you know, very defensively stout, really good footwork, really good fundamentals. Like if Islam beats a guy like that, honestly, dude, he might be. He honestly might be. The one thing I'll say is a resume like John Jones's in the pure weight class, like all those light heavyweight names, everyone's going to say those guys were too old. That argument to me is very overstated. I mean, it's somewhat true, but overstated. And like the murderer's row he went through.
Islam Makhachev can neutralize Ian Garry's stand-up. Whittaker suggests Makachev's striking defense and counterpunching will open doors for wrestling entries. He sees this interdependence of striking and grappling as the decisive battlefield.
Not a slouch, but the overhand was a wild overhand built off the fact Conor was terrified of going to the mat. Okay, Islam's stand-up is tight. I think it's tight. He looks for opportunities. He dropped Oliveira. He's got tight hands enough to make his opponents comfortable standing to where he shoots his takedowns, opens up different opportunities, and once he gets them to the mat, his finish rate is huge.
Experts predict Islam Makhachev's dominance, but some believe Ian Garry can shock.
Push him against the cage, take him down, and even if he presses him against the cage, I'm curious to see if Garry can do damage in the clinch. Whenever I'm in the clinch with somebody, I always tell the guys, look for your knuckles and hit the eyeball. Hit the nose, hit the soft spots that's gonna make this guy uncomfortable in the clinch, not looking for his foot sweeps, where he's comfortable just resting on you, looking to set up his takedown, his next transition.
Meanwhile,